Hello, my name is Ilyas. I'm from IT2 2108, and today I want to talk about some achievements of the first president of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Abishevich Nazarbayev, and the reasons why he is the person in history. Let's go. Nazarbayev has been ruling Kazakhstan for about 30 years, having come to power in 1989 as the first secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Kazakhstan. Nazarbayev is a historical figure not only for Kazakhstan but for the entire post-Soviet space, as he is the only leader who has been in power for such a long time, who was part of the leadership of the USSR. The country's economic condition has changed a lot since Nazarbayev took over the country. At that time, we were in the middle of the list of allied countries in various indicators of socio-economic development. Now Kazakhstan ranks second after Russia, if you do not take into account the Baltic countries, which are members of the EU. That is, we have overtaken the countries of the South Caucasus, Belarus and Ukraine. Economic growth in Kazakhstan did not happen at the snap of a finger. The country had oil reserves like Russia, but it was difficult to use them, since the country did not inherit the same powerful Soviet-era oil and gas industry as Russia. In order to use its oil reserves, the republic needed serious investments. Kazakhstan has managed to create favorable conditions and attract investors from all over the world. Thanks to this, many economic problems have been resolved. In Soviet times, Kazakhstan was not the first republic in terms of scientific potential either. For example, to defend a dissertation, one had to travel from Almaty to Tashkent. Under Nazarbayev, much attention was paid to science and education. First of all, Bolashak program, the purpose of which was to train specialists abroad. Hotbeds of new science and education arose, in particular Nazarbayev University and a system of new schools. The country actively engaged in the training of the new management personnel. This was an important impetus for the creation of a more modern economy. One of the main achievements of Nazarbayev is the preservation of peace and stability in the country. Nazarbayev headed the republic shortly after the interethnic conflict in Almaty in 1986, the unrest of Kazakh youth after the appointment of Gennady Kolbin to the post of the first secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Kazakhstan. It was a serious conflict on ethnic grounds, which called into question the preservation of interethnic peace in the country after the collapse of the USSR. In the 1990s, it was often predicted that the likelihood of a conflict on national and linguistic grounds with Russia being drawn into it was extremely high. However, nothing of the sort happened. This is largely the merit of Nazarbayev, as he created serious negotiating mechanisms with representatives of all peoples living in the country. One of them, in particular, is the Assembly of the Peoples of the Kazakhstan, an advisory body in which all the peoples of the country are represented. Despite the fact that the current situation with the first president is not entirely clear, many people underestimate his contribution to our republic. We all can only fruitfully use the legacy that he left, as well as learn from his mistakes and avoid them in the future. Thank you for your attention.